Sure. Um, yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, apologies for the glitches. Uh, and of course, that has set us some like 30 minutes behind. Nonetheless, we're very pleased to host you tonight. Um, the Human Organ Donation and Transplant Program, ladies and gentlemen, is Uganda's and by extension, the Minister of Health's flagship program. Um, Organ donation and transplant are important medical procedures that can save lives and improve the quality of life of many individuals are suffering from organ failure. However, in the context of Uganda, there are very many legitimate but valid questions that need to be asked, rather addressed. In the last lecture that we had, uh, the major focus was really on the science of organ donation and transplant program, and less on policy or law and less on institutions. So today, ladies and gentlemen, in this follow-up discussion, or rather discourse, we really would like to interrogate the medical, the legal, the psychological, the ethical, and moral merits of this program. So we are pleased to actually invite our panelists and invite my co-host Sarah Be Nice to introduce the panelists and give us her opening remarks. Over to you, Sarah. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Comrade Joe, and thank you everyone who is on here tonight. And we are very, very sorry. We apologize for the delay and the technical issues we've had, but nonetheless, we shall move on. And yeah, so pleased to be here and carrying on with this conversation. I welcome everyone to tonight's space, and welcome back everyone who was here with us last Tuesday as we try to understand or ask question science rather, and try to make sense of the recently signed organ donation bill that was signed into law. So obviously we cannot or we could not discuss this without first hearing from those who, or from the scientists behind the law. And that created so many questions amongst the listeners and ourselves as well. And we thought, obviously, we have to look at things a bit deeper. And we understand that for science to work in any society, it has to fit into the society itself. To work anywhere, it has to fit into the society, the culture, and the spiritual aspects of that society or that community. And tonight we'd like to look at that, and the legal as well. So tonight we'd like to look into that and how that fits into our system in Uganda. On the panel tonight we have Honorable David Sserukenya, who is a sitting MP in the Ugandan government as well as a doctor. We're supposed to have Dr. Isa, who is a surgeon. We have on the panel Miss Edith Gochalia, who is a psychologist, a counseling psychologist. We have Dr. Lina Zidriga, who is a human rights defender. We also have John Solomon Nabianda, who is a human rights lawyer as well as activist. And we have the deputy spokesperson of the National Unity Platform, and that is Alex Waisamo Fombilo. So we invite you to the space tonight. It's interactive and it is here to help us understand the science and the psychology and everything that was maybe left out or that could work or couldn't work. And to transition from the previous session into tonight's session, I would like to invite Honorable David Sserukenya or Dr. David Sserukenya. And this is simply because he wasn't able to connect on the previous one, but yet again, he listened in and he would like to critique what was presented on the night. Honorable Sserukenya, can you please unmute and speak to us? Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can hear me?
Yes, we can,
Yes,
loud
we
and
hear
clear.
you loud
Thank
and
you.
clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is David Sserukenya. I want to thank you for this program. And I was listening the other time, but I failed to connect. So today I will have some questions and have some remarks. One, I want to appreciate this initiative. It's really good and important. However, we need to convince ourselves that as a nation, we are ready to start and we are going to perform, whereby I have some questions and I expect some answers. My first question is Uganda ready to take on this program? Because I know in terms of expertise, medics, we are okay. We have a very good team. We have good doctors. And manpower, we are very fine. But administratively, are we okay? Is health the priority of Uganda as a nation? Are we going to manage the organ transplant and donation in, for example, Mulago National Infant Teaching Hospital, the hospital that I know very well? I've ever served there. I want to first give you this information. One, we've just got a challenge in the nation. This is it happened in Kawempe National Infant Teaching Hospital. That is the Kawempe Women's Hospital, whereby we lost 8 kids because of roadshed. In that we never had an automatic generator, and we lost lives. 8 kids, innocent children, they died. 2, in Mulago National Infant Teaching Hospital, our water is always on and off. If you happen to, in the bill, to focus on section 30, you will see that in the setting which is required to be a transplant center, you must have an ICU and interconnected or with the free corridors connecting it to the theater, and we must have 2 theaters and with a dialysis center. Now, I want to give you the picture of Mulago Hospital. For example, dialysis center is at 6A, 6th floor, block A. Then emergency unit or ICU is on 3rd floor, that is block A. Then the main theater is on block B, floor 1. So you see that according to the standards, according to the section of the bill, section 30, you see that we don't qualify to make Mulago. Mulago doesn't qualify to become a center of transplant. Another point is, I always help people with the ambulances, pick them on the roads. I drive them to National Infant Teaching Hospital, that's Casualty Odi Mulago. You reach on the ward, it's you to buy the shilling. It's you to buy the medication. So, in such a situation, my question is, are we ready to handle? Are we ready to have a transplant center? Are we not going to put people's lives at risk? My second question is, section section 67, subsection 4, it clearly states that the donor, after getting complications, the donor may, and I repeat, may be compensated. So if you, in the article, I mean in the bill, you've said may, so he may not be compensated. Now, how have you protected the donor in this article? For example, in section 66, subsection 2, they talk, part H, they talk of post-operative complications. Now, we assume someone has consented, has the organ has been harvested, and is a living donor, and he gets or she gets post-operative complication. Who is responsible? Who is going to pay? All these gaps are missing in this bill. So my humble request is it should come in and clarify this. Another question is section 37, subsection 4. It talks of awareness, educating the community, giving out literature and media items. I want to know how far have you gone? Because if you are to promote any program, you have to involve the stakeholders. The stakeholders are the Ugandans. They have to embrace and own the program. How far have you gone with sensitization? How far have you gone with the giving of the information about this? So once they have not embraced it, then the program cannot go on because they are the main stakeholders. You may design a very good program and you keep it yourself and you don't involve the stakeholders, automatically it cannot run. So how far have you gone with the sensitization of the community? Then I want to talk about the council. According to section 18 in the bill, it shows that the board members or the members on the council have immunity. They have protection, they are protected. After being protected, section 14 shows, subsection 1, that they are the regulator and they are the supervisors. And they regulate and they supervise. So even subsection 2 part C, they do the supervision in case of any problem. Now, you sit on board, you are immune, you have immunity, and you are supervising yourself. For example, something has gone wrong, and it's you to investigate yourself.
Sorry,
Can you hear
Doctor.
me?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. We just lost you briefly, but we didn't lose anything substantial. So just carry on. Thank you.
Okay. So, my concern is section 18, you are immunized, or you have immunity. You have immunity whereby you're protected, and section 14, subsection 1, you regulate the whole process, and you're the supervisor. You supervise yourselves. And section 14, subsection 2, it's you to do the investigation in
Doctor,
case anything has gone wrong. And my last question is, you're talking brain dead. I want to know, because you only say that a team will come and confirm that the donor is brain dead. I want to know the investigations. I want to know the machines you're using. I want to know the procedures taken to confirm a person brain dead. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Doctor Sserukenya. You raised very, very, very important questions, some of which we had also raised, and actually, this is really where the debate should be heading. We just felt that there were lots of gray areas, and as a matter of fact, yes, whilst we upload the human organ donation and transplant program, we need it, but is the timing right? Given just that even when the national the Minister of Health share of the national budget is a paltry between 6 and 7%, contrary to the Abuja Declaration, which recommends 15%. And then furthermore, we are looking at the Minister of Health is very under-resourced, is very understaffed. This is in addition to the issues that you've just pointed out. Exactly. Given the health infrastructure, really, can we sustain this program? And you ably pointed out, if we need an ICU 3, I think they talk of even sterile corridors, and we know that Kampala suffers from a lot of dust. So, but even we don't have standby generators, we don't have uh, reliable water supplies or sources. All these are issues, really. And furthermore, I think talking about the institutional weakness or constraint, the medical council is not independent. And knowing Uganda, how corrupt it is, it's definitely not insulated from the corruption that goes on, where a minister will order that he wants this person's organ, removed from this person to that person. So, in other words, how do we guarantee that kind of institutional integrity, whereby we do not have political interference, but let alone even the council is not independent. It's the minister who appoints the council, and then they have all these immunities. So, where the issues, how are they going to address them? And you aptly articulate all these issues. So, please, let's invite the next speaker. That would have been Dr. Issa, but apparently, I think Dr. Issa is not with us for different reasons. Um, so I invite reactions, but I think we shall move on